Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler review series reviews I've been doing for a little while now. Go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff and drink stuff, then, folks, I'm gonna talk about stuff. I'm gonna let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not gonna lie. I said I was going to get in one more review, and I'm a man of my word. Most of the time. Sometimes. This time. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there and try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I may hammer on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I am inside my truck, and whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for you today? Well, it is a very special one because, folks, it happens to be my boom Aunt Tina's Kitchen shirt. Now, folks, if you're unfamiliar with Aunt Tina's, maybe you're new to the channel or maybe you just missed the episodes. Aunt Tina's Kitchen is an excellent, incredible, and staffed by wonderful people local establishment specializing in Southern comfort food. I went over there probably, maybe a year ago or so at the time I'm doing this. They went over there and, they opened up their doors and I tried a couple of their things. I did a couple of reviews and I've been enamored ever since. They're an incredible establishment. Sadly, the time I'm posting this is actually their last day. So, but I just got through reviewing their grilled chicken sandwich and I wasn't going to leave it at that. That was going to be my final review, but so what are we doing here, folks? What am I reviewing for you from Aunt Tina's? Well, like I said, I just got through reviewing their grilled chicken sandwich. That review should be up by the time I'm doing this. Which, by the way, hopefully by the time this is uploaded, they'll still be around. They are open until 8 p.m. Central Time today in Illinois. It's going to be cutting it close with this one, but we'll see. Or you'll see, or maybe you won't. So you still have time. Or maybe you don't, depending on when you see this. Anyway, when I went over there and made my order, Tony, one of the owners, came out and went over there and asked if I like pork chops. So, yeah, who doesn't like pork chops? My dad didn't like pork chops, but that was for very specific reasons. So he went over there and, being the wonderful, incredible guy that he is, boom, I'm reviewing some fried pork chops, and I cannot begin to tell you how incredible this smells right now. Let's get a thing for the thing here. Oh. Yes. Looks like that. We'll just go, ha 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 ha. And let's go ahead and let's try out some complimentary fried pork chops as a final parting gift from Tony and Abby and their establishment. So, which I cannot say thank you enough. Let's give it a shot. I'm just gonna eat it like a caveman because I'm not the Pope. I can do what I want. Pope can do what he wants. Pope could do more than I could, realistically. Yeah. There we go. You can tell I don't eat pork chops a lot. I like them, but when I have to go pork chop, I don't think I've had fried pork chops since I was a very little kid. Because the thing is, my dad, he didn't eat pork chops not because of any religious or ethical reasons or anything. My grandfather, his father, adored pork chops, and it was damn near the only thing he would eat. So my dad grew up eating pork chops all the time, so he kind of was he tapped out. But when I was a kid, my grandma would make pork chops for my grandfather. And, she'd come up with some interesting ways, put some razzle-dazzle on it, and I certainly remember having fried pork chops at the time. And I'm not going to go over there and say these are as good as my grandma's, because, come on, it's grandma. But if there had to be a close runner-up, these would be it. Not only are these super tender, really nice and juicy too, and again, in a fried capacity, the crispiness on the fry is fantastic, and they're seasoned really nicely. And it's interesting because obviously with the fried texture, that sensation is telling my brain, oh, we're eating fried chicken. And then, of course, you get that really tasty pork. Because the thing is that pork chops, I mean, yeah, you can do a lot of stuff with them. They're an excellent menu item to have. But, you know, they can be a little bit dull if you don't go over there and do them properly. These are fantastic. I love the way they're seasoned. Like, not overly so, not under. Just really nicely, just enough to go over there, give it a little added dimension, still allowing the very tasty pork to go over there and shine through and showcase, and allowing the crispiness and the deliciousness of the coating to really go over there and be the main highlights here. And another thing I want to give them credit for is that despite being fried, they don't taste oily or greasy at all. And I mean, if you don't believe me, I mean, obviously, you got a little something there, but that's not dripping with grease or anything like that. And, I mean, look, I'm not typically the type of person to complain about some greasiness, but it really does go to show that, you know, Tony and Abby and Antina's as an establishment, you know, when they were putting their food together, they really knew what they were doing, and it speaks volumes, because this is really good, man. I have so much food today. I have a grilled chicken sandwich, and I have their Sandy sandwich, which I'm not reviewing today, because I've reviewed it in the past. That is just for me. That is just my little personal send-off to Antina's. But yeah, this is an excellent pork chop. Again, not quite as good as Grandma's, but you know. It's such a weird thing because it's so bittersweet, because it's delicious food and it's amazing, but at the same time, you know, like I said, 8 p.m. today, Antina's closes, and that's it. You know, they're not coming back. Anyway, 2 questions have to be asked, though. Would I get these again? Would I recommend them? Clearly and clearly. These were some excellent pork chops. Tony, I know, specifically had gone over there and, you know, wanted to know my opinion of them. And I'm also going to do a written review as well, but, you know, I know that they do watch my videos, which, thank you so much for watching my videos and for all that you did. No, these are really good pork chops. And I say that as somebody who, again, you know, it's like, I love me some pork chops, but I don't eat them often. So when I do, I really want them to shine through, and these absolutely did that. And again, not having had fried pork chops in such a long time. And that's why, if you watch my channel, you already know what's coming. I'm calling these the business. And when I refer to something as being the business, that means basically it's a perfect item. You could tweak it, you could do a little bit here or there, but fundamentally, it's perfect. And that's definitely what these are. You know, there's nothing fancy about them. Just fried pork chop. But it's done properly, it's seasoned well, it's cooked perfectly, and it's, you know, it just really does tie back to just, again, the fact that Antina's truly, you know, is at the time and was, you know, eventually really a really great spot run by really great people. And I think with this being my final review of Antina's, I believe they swept the board with every single one of my reviews, me referring to their food as being the business, which is something that no other establishment so far can claim. Well, not at the very least where I've done like a lot of reviews for them. That's why if I'm recommending them, I'm absolutely recommending, if you see this review within time, to go out and get there. And I can't promise you will, because it's already pretty late in the day. But absolutely. And I want to extend too, if you can't, Tony is going to be moving on. He's going to be working at a place called Church Street Brewing Company in Itasca, Illinois. So if you want, you know, a piece of the quality and the professionalism and, you know, the talent that he brought to the kitchen, that's the spot to follow. And I will certainly be reviewing some stuff from there in the future. And I will also be going over there and, trying to kind of keep, not in a creepy way, track of, Tony and Abby and, what they go on to, because they're just awesome people. And again, I know they're going to do really great things. So, 5 things before I get out of here, though. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year. Folks, go over there, have yourselves a truly Antina's Kitchen, the owners, their staff, and everything that they represented. Fantastic rest of your life. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not always possible.